Hello and welcome to some more Star Citizen. Today I wanted to have a look at the Anvil Hurricane's FAQs, or frequently asked questions, and give a quick update on the ship, as well as talk about the future of turret gameplay and their improvements. If you've not seen the previous video about the Anvil Hurricane, please check that out. It will be linked in the description, but this is more of a companion video and update to that. This older heavy fighter is focused on high damage output at the cost of low durability, and that durability is comparable to that of a Mustang or a 300 series ship. It relies on afterburner for agility to outperform and combat maneuver, disengage or throw off incoming fire, but even with its larger fuel tanks it can't keep that up for long. The Hurricane is most effective in concert with other ships. Everything is obviously subject to change that we talk about here, and lots of balance and tweaks will come forward as the game goes on further in development, as well as lots more weapons and components for choice for that ship. The Hurricane will be operable as a single player pilot. You could get yourself a NPC gunner or slave the turret. Hopefully in the future you will be able to be a gunner on the ship and then have AI pilots ferry you places as well. Let's talk more specifically about speed and flight mechanics for it. The Hurricane is fast but not particularly nimble. It has a good sized boost and afterburn tank, but not in infinite amounts. When compared to the short range Gladius and the long range Vanguard, the Hurricane is more mid-range. Playstyle wise, it prefers attack runs or decisive combat, very quick strikes, not protracted engagements. The ship is flyable with a single pilot, but best with a gunner. The engines have changed size-wise as well, so the ship here, it has a single size 2 engine like the Hornet, but is significantly lighter than a Hornet. So now there are 4 sizes of engine and major ship components. Size 1 is small or light, size 2 is medium, and the size of the engines for that Hurricane. Size 3 is heavy, and size 4 is capital size. The stats page on the website will be getting updated to reflect the changes of the item system and port system 2.0, because some ships are on the legacy system still, with older stuff showing like size billion turrets or something, and the stats are just wrong for some of the ships. This makes it hard to compare speeds and stats on components of other ships at the moment, because they might not be correct now. The ship does have both a quantum and jump drive. The Hurricane has an ejection seat for both pilot and gunner. The ship has a weaker power plant when compared to other ships in its class, which means that you'll have to make choices in power management when supplying power to thrusters, shields or weapons, or upgrade the power plant, or think of another way of managing your systems. Obviously there will be some customization. You don't have to run lots of ballistic guns, but that seems sensible with a smaller power plant. The ship should fit as easily into a capital ship as the Hornet or Gladius, so it will fit into the Bengal, Polaris and Idris and that sort of stuff. Turrets and hardpoints. The plan is to support slaved turrets for the Hurricane and other ships. Slaving turrets may be balanced because they might require more power or an avionics upgrade or something else. The mechanics and balance are still being fleshed out for that. So slaving is literally saying, there's no one in this turret, I want it to fire straight forward or in an arc or something. Normally it will be like almost fixed. So you'll be able to lock the manned turret into a forward fire position and have it usable by the pilot with no gunner in the seat. But there are currently no plans to support, broadly anyway, swapping a manned turret with a fixed mount. So you'd be slaving the turret, you'd be slaving a manned turret saying there's no guy in here, I'm going to fire it forwards, but you wouldn't be replacing it with a fixed mount. For example, the Hornet's ball turret isn't a manned turret. It has the ability to have a second pilot firing the gun, but it isn't a manned turret, and that's why you can have that change that to a fixed weapon if you wanted to. Some mounts allow for certain things, others don't. And in the case with the Hurricane, they're not planning for you to use a fixed mount there. The Hurricane's turret was designed to fall in line with newer turrets and remote gimbal systems. They plan to allow different turrets and mounts, but limiting the size so that you can't exploit stuff. They wouldn't allow you to have a gimbaled size 6, for example, or a turreted size 6, as it were, but they might allow you to have 2 size 4s. They haven't decided yet. They are still fleshing out those mechanics. There will be choices and options, though, but as I said, no huge size 7 fixed mounts or anything. That is a gunner manned turret. But currently there are no plans for extra modularity from what's standard of those hardpoints as well, so no cargo boxes, no utility mounts for the turret. Fixed, manned, and remote gimbaled turrets will all have benefits and weaknesses as well, and there will be upsides and downsides to doing all of those different methods. The Hurricane is at its best when it's deployed with a pilot and turret gunner who coordinate well with each other, or at least that's the plan and that's the balance they'll be going for. The pilot can concentrate on flying and avoiding getting hit and positioning. The gunner gets some access, very simple access to multi-crew features, helping out with radar and missile locks, as well as shooting things with its big gun turret. And you'll be able to hire an NPC AI gunner, and it's intended that there will be no additional penalty for hiring NPCs to man your turrets, just the UEC cost of their friendship and their appropriate skill, because NPCs will be different skills. They will have stats compared to players who will not have stats. The skill of a player is purely dependent on their own personal skill. So turrets of the future. Manned turret gameplay is not currently where CIG want it, or it's not particularly great in Star Citizen at the moment. It needs a lot of work. The intention is to make them better than pilot-slaved turrets, though. So they want you to choose to have a gunner in there, because slaving it, although you'd be firing forwards, and you would have effectively more control as the pilot, they don't want that to be the best option. So they're planning for turret refinements and a much further improved gameplay experience for them. They intend for ships like the Hurricane to be a test bed for exploring such improvements. Early ideas for the future of turrets include, but are not limited to, and these might not be used at all, fixing the aiming stabilization, linking ship targeting computers to share aim and target information, using turret tracking to improve missile lock speed and strength, directional augmentation to radar and scanning gameplay, a possible cooperative gun crew feature that scales ESP effectiveness based on how well each gunner is tracking the target, a sort of tandem range firing mechanic, allowing players to contribute to their crew's success, improving multi-crew coordination with shared pilot and gunner HUDs and UI improvements, improved cooling for turret weapons, staggered fire to double the rate of fire with the same power and heat cost, screens within the turret allowing limited interactions with support roles, notifications for the gunner about repairs or borders that need to be dealt with. The takeaway from this is that they will be improving manned turret gameplay until it's fun, functional, and the best choice for some ships. But anyway, I hope that was informative. The concept sale ends March 6th, so this might be done by the time you hear this video. The Hurricane is going to be on sale a variety of more times before the game is released, and will be obtainable in the game, so all you need is a $45 starter pack. As I said, loads more information in the previous video about when they plan to have the Hurricane out, and a lot more about the actual hard-hitting, low-durability ship, and it's starting to grow on me somewhat. I think I'll be keeping my Sabre, but it's something that I might be considering in the future. Remember, commenting on any of our Star Citizen videos each month gives you a chance to win a ship. For March, it's an Avenger Titan. So tell me what you think of the Hurricane. Do you like its playstyle, high damage, low durability? Are you looking forward to any other concept ships or any other ships in general? Remember, you don't need to buy any of this stuff. It's cool. Some of it, you'll be able to get it in-game. You'll be able to rent it with Rec. Please also remember to like and subscribe. It really does help me. And I will see you in the verse.